All right, Mr. Arthur, we're back. But you're here.
I'm here.
You used to be. Okay. All right, Mr. Arthur. I guess we're going to do this on one camera. All right. So if we're going to do it on one camera, I don't know, Mr. Arthur, what do you want to talk about?
I think we need to start talking about last week's podcast, some of the feedback we got, and then maybe a little bit about something that we did today in class.
Okay, yeah. Before we get into that real quick, just want to say congratulations to our teams again. When we shot last week's, we didn't know anything.
Right.
And so for those Facebook Challenge listeners, viewers, all 7 of you, if you don't have the Facebooks, if you don't have the Facebooks, we had 9 teams or individuals that qualified for state.
Right. In a normal year
would have qualified for state competition. They received top 4 in their events, which means we will have 9 beautiful triangles of felt hanging in the ag department. I heard, Mr. Arthur, the state was going to deliver them to our door personally this week.
That's what I heard.
And the clock is ticking.
Didn't see them.
TikTok, man. Well, we still have 8 hours of clock time tomorrow, Mr. Arthur. There's still time. Hold out hope. But eventually they will be in the ag department. And
I think they worded it, they'll deliver after the contest. So,
So for now, in perpetuity. Yeah. Okay. It's not late until we have the next poultry contest.
Right.
Okay. All right. I'll put it on my calendar. It's fine. Not a big deal. Okay. So Mr. Arthur, that happened. We did have 2 teams that placed at the state competition, our meats team and our nursery team. We're so thankful and happy for all of them. We did extremely well. It was really fun to see when hard work pays off. It makes them remember why they do it. Or it shouldn't be why you do it, but it helps. It does help for sure.
The teams that didn't qualify for state learned so much.
Yes.
Next year, going to come in and pack a punch, I think.
Yes.
So I'm excited.
Yes. We're graduating few off of those teams. And I've talked to a couple of people, and they're like, wow, y'all are going to be good next year. And that was their words, not mine. So our kids are going to be really good, and I'm really excited. Really excited. Especially going into the second wave of contest, Mr. Arthur. Yes. Are you ready?
No, I'm not ready. We have 3 more specific contests, and then all our speaking.
3 specifics, all of our speakings, which are qualifying events. Yes. And so, I mean, come on, man, by June 11th-ish, 12th-ish, it's something like 9 or 10 more. So, it's not a thing. And one final thing is we did all of our award applications.
How could we forget?
Yeah, I almost forgot how this week started. We did have all of our award applications due this week. And Mr. Arthur, we finished them all.
We finished every single one of them.
We proofread, edited, added, did whatever we needed to do. National chapter done, efficiency's done, state degrees done. We have the second most applications for state degrees in the state.
We talked about today, if all of our students are awarded, we'd be responsible for 1/12 of the state degrees in the state.
Yep.
So that's pretty impressive.
Yep. 1/12 or about 8.5% is coming from one school. So out of, I guess that'd be out of 1 many instead of out of many 1. Yeah. I was going E pluribus.
I got you.
Yeah. Anyway, so Mr. Arthur, that defined a lot of our week.
It did.
And
can't forget we got 2 more applications to do tomorrow. Don't let me forget.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Arthur. All right. Wow. Cool. More proofreading. I love.
Right. Thank you,
Yeah, and what are we doing on a spring break? We have state officer applications due.
I'm not thinking.
You're not thinking about it? I'm thinking about it. All right.
Blue Jacket.
Oh, and Blue Jacket Awards. Mr. Arthur, spoiler alert, that's what we're going to talk about in a second. So, Mr. Arthur, that talks about a lot of little things. That, guys, that's going to be basically all for the week. I do have one thing to end with, but Mr. Arthur, I think You need to give us some feedback from last week.
So I went through our feedback from last week. Mr. Riley, we're still not having a really good turnout on our feedback.
Let's see total number, Mr. Arthur. We had 35
Out of about 85.
Out of about 85 kids, Mr. Arthur. That's almost not a lot.
Yeah. So y'all please do the Friday assignment. It's very frustrating for us. We'll have to go back and put those grades in after you miss them the first time.
Mr. Arthur, you're doing that thing again that preachers do, and you're preaching to the choir.
Because y'all are listening.
They're listening, all 7 of them.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Spread the word. There you go.
All right, Mr. Scroll just a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
All right, so I looked over feedback from last week, and I picked out 3 quotes. The question that we asked on the form was, have you enjoyed this semester so far? It was one of the questions. And
it was the halfway point.
Yeah, at the halfway point, what do you think? So
right.
I got 3 responses that I want to read, and I think me and Mr. Riley kind of bounced off some thoughts after each one of them. So the first one says, yes, I loved it because I got to see and do the things that my sister used to talk about every day after she came home from school. And that's so important because really that's the stories we've heard since we got here.
Yeah.
That's what has built the program at Winfield is parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles and brothers and sisters telling theirs about the program, how much fun they've had in the program, and to get to see our students experience that has been really, really an amazing opportunity for us.
And when we're going through proficiency applications, you saw pictures of like siblings helping and all on the farms, and I think, Mr. Arthur, you remember one of the first questions I asked when I saw that was, hey, you have a little brother? They're like, yeah. I'm like, how old is he? Because I can't wait to get more brothers and sisters and cousins because it's a special bond. And like this kid said, his sister talked about it. And when he goes home, what do you think he's going to do the first time he beats her in the score?
Yeah. He's going to tell him.
Hell, he's going to tell him. And that goes for all the, it's such a fun, competitive nature about it. It's a fun atmosphere.
What was so special about the one we just read is that guy actually competed in the same contest that his sister did. And so there's a lot of sibling competition there. So that's always fun.
Yeah. So for sure, Mr. Arthur, let's get to that next one.
Next one. I really enjoyed the first part of the spring semester. I love breaking up the class and having an opportunity to specialize in CDE. When Mr. Riley came on board with us at the end of this year, we decided that we wanted to call our CDE training Ag Specialization, because in all actuality, that's what we're doing. We're taking that time, you're specializing in a certain part of our agriculture industry, and because that's what CDEs are, they're career development events. And so for you to enjoy the CDE that you're training for is really the most important.
Yeah, because the thing is, we don't have enough time in the year or across 4 years to teach you everything about agriculture. It's so vast, it's so encompassing, and so the specializations really, you get to see about a specific career. And, we were talking about one of our kids this week and said that, he's like, I don't think I'm going to major in the same thing I wanted to major in. And we're like, oh, what do you want to major in now? And it relates to his CDE.
Right.
And without that opportunity, what would have happened?
Right.
And so I think that's really special.
You told me when we first met that when you were in ag, you tried a different CDE every year, which I think is special because my brain doesn't work that way. I have to win it to go to the next one.
Right.
And so when I was in school, I just competed in forestry and horses.
Yeah.
And that was it. But of course, never won either one of them. So I didn't do anything else. But it's so special to see students that we have a couple that do want to do a different one every year. And if that's what you want to do, that's a great way to see every year.
Yeah, it really is. Mr. Arthur, I was pennant chasing from a young age. And so the first words I had to my advisor was, hey, what can I get on right now and go to state in right now? And that was my first words to him. And so I went milk quality, and I was on the gold team. Only one team went to state that year, and I scored 4th highest across the 8 kids.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, I'm going to put you in place of a kid. And I was like, I'm not taking the spot. He can beat me up. I'm not going to do that. So, yeah.
All right. And the last one that I want to talk about, and I picked this one for a specific reason, but it said, I did like the first half of my spring semester. I enjoyed it because of the interesting things we learned and the cool things we did. I hope that we keep learning more and becoming more invested in the agriculture story arc. And although a very interesting choice of words there, and the agriculture story arc, of course, but the Winfield FFA story arc.
Yeah.
Because every one of you that has won a banner from the time that this program was established to now, those banners are here.
Yeah.
And that is you. You know, you won that banner. And so that's leaving your legacy on this program. Right. So I think that's really neat.
Yeah, I completely agree. And that's what I've had several kids through the years like, hey, I get to take this home. I'm like, you can't take it home. They're like, but I want it. I'm like, but I have to, for years, tell your story.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a special thing because going back to the family thing, you know, your brothers and sisters and all that's what my brother won. I want to beat him.
Yep.
You know, or wow, that's so much success. I want to be a part of it.
Right.
And it builds so much. And the story arc is a fun way to put it.
It is very fun way to put it.
So, Mr. Arthur, do you have anything else about the feedback?
I don't think so. I just continue to provide that excellent feedback because we enjoy reading it. We obviously go through every one of them. So
yes,
keep it coming.
I've told them this before, but I have this spreadsheet pulled up all Friday. I'm always so excited to see it.
Watch them come in.
Watch them come in.
You watching votes on election.
It is, but this matters. I mean, here, let's go.
What do you think about that right there?
What do you think?
This right here.
What, this?
Yeah.
Okay, I actually talked to this kid. And this kid has said things like, well, I'm not going to quote everything he said, but he said he always wants to put something funny, but something funny doesn't always happen.
Something funny always happens.
So, I mean, there was that one week that we were pretty dry, Mr. Arthur.
Well, that's good.
But, you know, the thing is, basketball and softball season was here, and Thursdays were action-packed.
Yeah.
And we were shooting some of these at 11.
That's fair.
I can't bring that energy at 11. I mean, I can, but it's hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said that he goes with things like this one, Mr. Arthur. I'm not going to read that on air. But he goes with these things just to, I guess, see if we're listening and reading.
You know who you are.
You know who you are, and you know what you said, and it's not offensive. It's not bad. I don't want to repeat it.
It catch me off guard.
Well, I hope it did. Anyway.
All right, let's talk about our thing today.
So, all right, our thing today, Mr. Arthur, is something that we had. We tried to do this every year. It's like a thing, and it's an experience, Mr. Arthur.
Can you give us just a little background?
Yes.
On that?
The deal is, and I'm going to start it as far back as I can go.
Yeah.
When I first started FFA, we had Dr. Leger,
right.
And he was our state advisor, executive secretary. And when he retired, or when he left the position, we got Dr. Ronald Mayeux. And when we got Doc, as we called him, when we got Doc, he was such a special individual, and he meant so much to the organization. And you know, maybe he wasn't the best executive secretary that we've ever had. I don't know the historical context,
right.
And I'm not going to try to be and so it was like the best ever. But he made everybody in the room always feel special. Every time he saw you, he would call you by name. He would shake your hand, and he would ask, how you doing? You know, and it was always honest. It always felt great and very genuine. And when he was leaving Area 2 events one year, it was like my third year teaching, I guess it was.
I was a senior.
You were a senior, and so that was 15?
Yeah.
Okay. And so that this was just my
second
second year.
14, yeah.
Winter of 14 began. Yeah. Okay. So my second year teaching, he was leaving Area 2 events, and had an accident, and ended up passing away after that. And his wife had gone through several health issues, and she had passed, and So the family got together and put together this investment, this an endowment that will pay for jackets for kids. And so they want to know, and I had the prompt pulled up right here. They wanted to know basically, what does the FFA mean to you? And if you received a jacket, how would it help your FFA story arc? To quote that student from earlier. And so we had students today. We gave them the prompt, and we kind of told them roughly what was happening. But to qualify, you have to write a 350 to 400 word response to that question. And so we did that in class today before they did their math test for the carpentry unit. And so we had a couple of really just good quotes that we wanted to talk about from here, because we just finished CDE season. We just finished the kids' glimpse of, we said earlier in the fall, like, wait till spring, it's going to be so much fun, it's going to be interactive. And they quoted us back on that a couple of weeks ago, and they're like, I'm so glad we listened to y'all, it is so much fun. And now we gave them so much content in the beginning, and then they got to do the specialization thing, and now we're coming back to the shop. They've got pretty much a full ag ed presented to them, a full picture of ag ed presented to them. And so I think it's a great time for this, and we almost waited too late, but I mean, it's fine. We have time. We have plenty of time. But one student said in the middle of, he said a lot, but in the middle of it, he said that FFA teaches teamwork, determination, and a good work ethic. And that's something that sometimes we were talking about after P-ball practice, how sometimes there's a generational gap in determination and work ethic and hard work and teamwork, because kids aren't working together as much as they should be. Everybody's out for me, but then they're also complacent in where they are. It's all about, good vibes and not, necessarily, hard work, and which is something that we were definitely raised against. And I think that shows with the circles under our eyes. But Mr. Arthur, what do you have anything you'd like to add?
I just think that this student, obviously all these are freshman responses, that they've seen that so early is special. And they'll continue to stick with us and go through our program. They're going to see really the work ethic that comes with, as our seniors. They have a lot on their plate, but it's because of their work ethic and how it's built over 4 years.
Yeah, for sure. And sometimes that means taking out 20-year-old Laura Petalums. And sometimes that looks like helping sweep. Sometimes it's like watering plants.
Everybody has a job. Every job's important.
Every job's important. There's that story about that player that came, baseball player came from Japan a couple of years ago, and he played at a baseball academy. That's where he went to high school. And at that academy, the seniors were in charge of cleaning the dorms. Because they wanted everybody to know, you're not too good for anything. And I think that's something that I'm glad kids are seeing the work ethic part of it. Mr. Arthur, I'm just going to be honest. I'm tired. I don't like saying that. I don't want to stress that. But we're tired. Okay. We needed the spring break. And so I wanted to just take a couple of, just a second, two of these addressed us. And, I told Ag 1, I haven't told every class this, but I told Ag 1, I'm the most important thing in the room. And when you go in, what do you think?
Most important thing in the room.
You're the most important thing in the room. And so I'm okay right now talking about us.
That's what's special about teachers. We have knowledge they need.
Yeah.
So
right.
That's what makes us the most important.
Right. There you go. And this student said, my teachers have brought out a love that I have for FFA that I never knew I had. I enjoy it so much, and I look forward to coming to ag class as soon as I get to school in the morning, which I can relate to a lot, Mr. Arthur. My ag teacher really gave a love for the whole thing for me. And I didn't understand it, single thing about it. You don't understand as a freshman how big it is. And then later, you go to national convention and you go to state convention, you see everything everywhere, and you have old ladies saying, "You look so nice. My grandson was in it," and all those things you don't understand right now. And to start to see that, it starts here.
Yep.
It starts here with having a love to come to ag class every day, because I loved going to ag class, and I still do.
Yep.
And I found a way to get paid for it, Mr. Arthur. And is it too early to tell them about the Teach Ag movement?
No, no, never.
If you ever thought that we have a great time and you would love to also get paid to have a good time, and you would love to express this love of agriculture and FFA to generations younger than you and keep on this going, there's a lot of opportunities in agriculture education. A lot.
But I think the most important part of this, and obviously I love when students give us some credit. It makes me feel good about what I'm doing. Not that I want the credit.
Right.
She said here that I look forward to coming to ag class as soon as I get to school. That evolves into I love putting on the blue jacket.
Yep.
I love competing. I love being successful.
Right.
And then evolves into you being a very successful career person.
Right.
And some of the most successful people in the world are in the United States who have gone through this program. So I think that's really special.
Right. It's kids, and I don't mind saying, like, this kid in particular, when she asked us in a couple of years to write letters of recommendation for her, it's not going to be a struggle. It's going to be a joy to write about. And I think that's something that ag class gets to bring out. And I'm so excited to be an ag teacher. I'm so excited to be here, and I know it's the same for you. And so again, it's not about us, but I'm thankful that I'm not gonna lie, I'm thankful for some credit.
Yeah.
Because that's everything she said wasn't like we're the best teachers ever.
Right.
It's that we're sharing a love, and she sees that love, and it makes her enjoy being at school.
Yeah.
And if a teacher can make a student love being at school, we're doing our job.
And some teacher made us look forward to being at school.
Yes.
Which is why we do it.
Which is exactly. The whole time you go through teacher school, you're thinking about the teachers that made you want to be it. So, Mr. Arthur, I had one final one I was going to talk about, because this one, I think, might be giving us too much credit. Maybe.
Yeah.
This one, this student said, "If I did not have amazing teachers, I'm not sure if I would like FFA as much as I do." And to be fair, she could be talking about any amazing teacher she has. She didn't say her ag teachers. So maybe your math teachers are making her love FFA. Like, I don't know. But I'm going to assume it's talking about us. And Mr. Arthur, what does this make you think?
It's just rewarding for me as an ag teacher to see a student who cares so much, puts forth so much effort,
right,
get it returned.
Yep.
And this student in particular has worked tirelessly doing everything we've asked,
right,
throughout the year, and one day hopefully she'll be on our officer team.
Oh, absolutely.
But,
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's just take us out of the picture,
right,
for just a second, that she's enjoying the program because she's putting in so much.
Yes.
So,
and I think kids, to give us back some more credit or some credit, is that kids do see the amount of time we put in, and they do want to reciprocate that some. And,
right.
And I think that's kind of where this is coming from. And I'm so thankful that kids are getting things out of it. Today, Mr. Arthur, I started loading a wheelbarrow with bricks. And then 5 kids came and started loading bricks with me.
Yeah. You were talking about that earlier about, seeing the work ethic, and, I feel like, and if I ever get to the point that I'm doing this, I want to know, I don't point my finger and say, go do this, then I'm not doing something else.
Yeah.
And today when we were taking half of a rack of wood down and it was dirty and it was gross, I was the one in there doing it too. I'm not going to ask you to do something that I wouldn't do. I may not be doing it at that current moment because we're doing something else, but this
hands
kid
are stained with rust.
They are. I keep rubbing dirt on my hands. But this kid and many other kids have put that in and gotten so much out. Talking about math, but that's what folks. But anyway, that's how it works.
So I'm so thankful for these responses. we got several good responses, and we're gonna, as long as they met those requirements, we're gonna proofread them a little bit and send them on. And we'll just see what happens. So thankful to be a part of it and see this. And
we didn't tell them, but usually COVID changes everything. That if they're accepted, they will get to go on stage at state convention or attend their blue jacket. And how special!
How special!
We had 3 students who did it several years ago who went on to be officers and very successful in our program.
Right.
So this is kind of a spark. If you can, if you get this and do this, it's probably forecasting for your future for you.
Yeah, for sure. And it all started with that positive interaction, that positive emotion about it. So, Mr. Arthur, we don't have a quiz today.
Okay.
I do have something special.
Okay.
I had a student today, Mr. Arthur, a couple of days this week, has tried to give me a Starburst. First time they did it, I think I declined. I was like, no, it's your candy. It's fine. And I have them during lunch.
Right.
They go to the concession or whatever. And today, she told me that she had, she's like, I brought a 5 by mistake. And I told her I wish I had that problem. But she was like, but I meant to grab a 1, I grabbed a 5.
Yeah.
So Mr. Riley, I bought you your own pack of Starburst. I was like, you didn't have to do that. And she's like, you're going to take the Starburst. And I was like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, Mr. Arthur, I thought you said you've never seen these before. I thought it'd be interesting if we just tried it.
Let's try.
This is Duos.
Duos.
1
and 2.
1 and 2, man.
Okay.
I feel like we're tied for 1. Sometimes I feel like we're tied for 2.
I just went 1 and 2 on the candy.
I was just talking about in life, Mr. Arthur. So,
those are cool looking.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah. Show the camera.
Yeah. So this is what they look like because they're 2 flavors.
Yeah.
So the one that you're going to try is strawberry watermelon.
Okay. I'm down for that.
And the one I'm trying is blue raspberry lemonade.
I used to get mad because Starburst, I do enjoy Starburst. When you get the little small package, they throw fridge and stuff, it's just got 2 in it.
Yeah.
Now you get 4 flavors. 2. Wow, that's
like
exponential growth. Another man.
And I'm just gonna say this before we try it. I've tried both of these.
Okay.
I felt like this one's delicious, but you said you weren't a big fan of just lemonade flavor.
That's cool. I was expecting them to be like one color.
Yeah. No, they are. And look at this one, Mr. Arthur.
Oh yeah. Whoever makes Starburst, thumbs up to you.
But before we try it, when they have like the blue package Starburst, like the tropical and all, those are trash.
Yeah.
I hate those so much. Yeah. But these are really good.
Before we eat this, who makes Starburst?
Let me see, Mr. Arthur. Don't want to quote my candy company wrong.
Maybe somebody later.
Boy, they hit this. Oh, Mars.
Mars. Okay.
The Mars Wrigley. Yeah. All right, you ready?
All right, going for it.
1, 2. What do you think? Pretty good, man. For somebody.
That's a good time.
That's what I'm saying. This is good candy. I was trying to be polite, and I was like, "No, girl, you keep it." But at the same time, I was like, "Those are delicious." Somebody made blue raspberry or blueberry lemonade muffins. Do you remember that? Those were so good. And this is what this reminded me of. Mr. Arthur, I've had such a rewarding week.
Yep.
Do you have any parting words?
Enjoy your spring break.
I got parting words. Try Starburst Duos.
Yeah.
I don't know where they sell them. Probably Walmart. Let me see. Where's the best candy selection in town? Is it Conoco?
I think it's Country Girl. I think it's Country Girl. Not to promote any business.
No.
We shop at all of them.
All of them.
But I just think they have more racks.
But Conoco has so much and such a small amount of.
I never can find anything there.
Oh, I can find. I've been in Conoco a lot. If you need help finding it, I can find it. All right, Mr. Arthur. I think it's been a week.
All right.
We're out.